just want to tell you a question. Do you know you have just broken the record? Do you know how proud this caucus is of you? Do you know how proud America is of you?
It is official, Cory Booker has now beat the 24-hour and 15-minute world record, or like whatever fucking record you want to call it, for filibustering, which is so, like, there's so much poetic justice in it, considering the person who previously held that record, I don't even know how to say his name, I don't really care, he's a racist, who was filibustering against civil rights laws, and for a black man to come up here and beat that fucking record in front of everyone on the world stage. This is absolutely incredible. I'm Booker 2028. This is crazy. He took a stand for us. We've been asking Democrats to do something, do something, do something. And this man fucking is doing something. We're so proud of you, dude. We are so fucking proud of you. Congratulations. I think he's gonna keep going. I don't know, guys. This is absolutely crazy. He did it. He has beaten the record. He has beaten the record! Yes! Thank you, my name is Mercedes Shelley. Give me a follow, everyone to my face.
Senator Cory Booker did it. He broke the fucking filibuster. He was there over 24 hours and 18 minutes, and he is still there right now. I think he may be pushing for a full 26 hours, and I'm not mad at him. Thank you, Senator Cory Booker. You are the first one to step up and hold the Senate hostage, to let everybody know what the hell is going on in this country. Because the Republican senators, they don't care about America. They only care about pleasing Trump. That's all they care about. They care about making this man happy, and they will stay on their knees as long as possible for him to get off. We appreciate you standing up for the Democrats. We appreciate you standing up for the minorities in this country. We appreciate you standing up and using your goddamn voice when other people will hide from this man and act like nothing is going wrong in this country. If we allow this man to have the power that he has, he's going to ruin America for everybody, including the Republican MAGA cult that follows him. Thank you. And for every senator that stood behind him and kept asking questions and kept giving him breaks to catch his breath, thank you. Thank you for rotating out. Thank you for standing up with him. We see the unity. Now y'all need to start fighting a little bit more dirtier, okay? Y'all need to start getting in the mud with them. That's all I got to say.
Strom Thurmond, suck it. You filibustered the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Now a black man has broken your record. Maybe you're rolling over in your grave. Something, but suck it.
The people are up and excited about Cory Booker's incredible feat. Cory Booker, a prominent figure in American politics, recently made headlines with his 25-hour floor marathon, a bold move that stunned the nation and sparked intense debate. Cory Booker faced intense opposition from his peers, with many questioning the validity of his marathon speech, and the issues he chose to address were met with scrutiny from the public eye. His determination to bring attention to key topics was put to the test as he endured the long hours, maintaining his composure under pressure. The physical and mental strain of speaking for 25 hours straight is unimaginable, and Booker's ability to persevere is a testament to his conviction. He had to navigate the complex web of political alliances and rivalries, all while keeping his message clear and concise. Cory Booker's speech covered a wide range of topics, from social justice and inequality to healthcare reform and climate change, emphasizing the need for urgent action to address these pressing issues. He highlighted the importance of social justice, discussing the need for reform in the criminal justice system and equal opportunities for all. The urgency of climate change was also a major focus, with Booker emphasizing the need for immediate action to mitigate its effects. Healthcare reform was another key topic, with Booker advocating for a more comprehensive and accessible system. His words resonated deeply, inspiring a new wave of activism and awareness.
Senator, how are you?
I'm definitely hurting a little bit, but I'm feeling strong in spirit and grateful to so many people who allowed me to tell their stories on the Senate floor and who were there for me, from the parliamentary staff to my colleagues. It was a long 25 hours, but I'm feeling a lot of gratitude.
Staying up 25 hours for any reason is a trying thing physically. What was different about the experience of it than what you anticipated? I mean, you stood by your fellow Senator Chris Murphy 9 years ago when he did 15 hours. He described that today as a solidarity or a sympathy filibuster, in that you stood with him during that time. So you've experienced some of the pain of this before, but A, you're 9 years older than you were then, and B, this was a lot longer. How was it different, and how much were you prepared for?
I was grateful to Chris. He and I talked about it before, and I at the end tonight, I said, our balance sheet's not equal. I now owe you 10 more hours. I stood with him, and I really wanted to see if I could stand for as long as he and I were going to go. And he was successful that day in getting concessions from Mitch McConnell to have votes on the Senate floor around gun safety. Unfortunately, even common sense gun safety then failed. But for me, it was an experience that stuck in my mind. I could do 15 hours without going to the bathroom, even though my legs really hurt over those 15 hours. Both of us talked about how our feet hurt. And so when my team and I decided to do this, we just said, let's take some risks. Let's go out there and see how long we could last. And to be candid, Strom Thurmond's record always kind of just really irked me, that he would be the longest speech, that the longest speech on our great Senate floor was someone who was trying to stop people like me from being in the Senate. So to surpass that was something I didn't know if we could do, but it was something that was really, as we got closer, became more and more important to me.
It's Tuesday night, and he did it. Cory Booker has been holding the floor of the Senate for 24 hours. 24 hours and 19 minutes to be exact. I am so very proud of what Cory Booker did tonight. What he showed is that he is willing to put himself in great personal discomfort to read the stories of Americans from across this nation who are being hurt by Trump's policies and make them feel heard and seen. Now, this man started yesterday at 7 o'clock on the dot, and at that time he had 0 followers, and there were 17 likes and 15 people watching him. Within that 24 hours, he has more than 300,000 followers. He got 240 million likes, and there were over 100,000 people live watching him in that second. And he stood the entire time. He did not take any breaks. He is not allowed to leave the floor. He could have water, sparkling water, or milk. Why milk? Because one time Mitt Romney successfully lobbied the Senate to allow him to have milk on the Senate floor. That's why they can have milk. Maybe someday he'll tell us how he worked out the bathroom breaks. Maybe some things are just better left unknown. It is also worth noting that he didn't just goof off during this time. We've seen other senators do things like read cookbooks or Dr. Seuss or whatever. He prepared remarks for the full 24 hours and 19 minutes. I will continue to post the clips from his speech. I know many of us have just been tuned in for the last 24 hours, so you've seen it. And I do believe that Senator Booker's bravery is contagious. Today, 9 members of the Republican House joined with all Democrats to block a Republican-led bill that would have banned remote voting. We also saw a very far-right legislator leave the Freedom Caucus because they would not support her bill to allow women who give birth to vote remotely. And in response to not getting what he wants and seeing Cory Booker get all of this praise, Mike Johnson canceled all of the votes for the rest of the week. Joe Rogan is speaking out against Trump's sloppy and inhumane immigration policies that are sending innocent people to El Salvadorian prison. And we are just getting started this week. Make sure you tune in tomorrow when Abortion Access Front is taking over my Instagram account. They will be live at the Supreme Court. On Saturday, we have the Hands-Off Day of Community. That's on 4/5. It is, I think we're up to like 900 events across the nation right now in every single state, standing up to President Trump and saying hands off of education, hands off of Medicare, hands off of Social Security and Medicaid. I am not in any way an organizer of this event, just a super fan. You can go to handsoff2025.com for more. And I don't know what all this is about, but if you don't want to go, don't go. That's perfectly okay. People need to decide what's best for them. And if you do go, don't riot. These events are not riots or protests. Some of them are just like gathering together and listening to somebody read a poem. Very peaceful, good stuff. It's bubbling. It's feeling.
Round of applause to Cory Booker. Round of applause to Cory Booker. For those of you who may not know, Cory Booker is a New Jersey senator, a senior New Jersey senator, who just broke the record for the longest Senate speech in U.S. history. My man spoke for 25 hours and 5 minutes. Okay? 25 hours and 5 minutes on an Trump administration speech, okay? The official legal term is called a filibuster. That's what he performed, a filibuster. And the previous record was for 24 hours. My man's broke it by an extra hour and 5 minutes, okay? The best part about it is he wasn't even just talking out his ass. He was not using a filibuster the way that most politicians use a filibuster for, which is just to fill up time and space. He legit had topics, critiques that you and I discuss every day on this goddamn app about the Trump administration. These are some of the points that he brought up in his speech. One, he criticized the Social Security and Medicaid cuts from the administration. He also stated that the education system is under attack, and we know that considering that Trump is trying to get rid of the Board of Ed. He also talked about the immigration enforcement practices and how they were violating the Constitution, or they were violating constitutional rights. He also spoke on the national security, how Trump has our allies feeling abandoned. All you got to do is think about Canada. If our allies don't have faith in us, if shit goes down, you think that they're going to have our back? Thus making America less safe. He brought that up too. He spoke about how the housing crisis, the affordable housing crisis. He spoke on environmental issues. He spoke on farming. He spoke on everything that you and I be talking about on this app. And the irony of it all is 25 hours still doesn't even seem like enough time. It doesn't even seem like enough time to talk about all the shit that Trump has been doing. Like, I'm pretty sure Corey could have went for even longer. He could have went for even longer. But again, round of applause and shout out to you, Cory Booker. You broke that record and you told that man about himself. Are they going to listen? Are they going to care? Maybe not, but you did it. So congrats.
Cory Booker is literally breaking the live record right now on TikTok. 320 million likes. Almost 180K people in this live. Now tell me, I've never seen that. Not even when Kamala was talking. When Trump will talk and go live. You've never seen these numbers. You've never seen these TikTok numbers. He is literally breaking TikTok numbers today. He is literally breaking numbers. And because he's been on live so long, he is gaining so much followers. And it is insane to watch. 320 million likes, and it will keep going. He might get 500 million. It's insane. And the amount of people that's in this live that's tuning in is insane. And I'm getting comments in my section from people who are even not Democrats, are even saying, I'm not even a Democrat, but this is inspirational. Like, what he's doing is amazing. And shout out to him. And it's crazy that even people who are not Democrats is like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to tip my hat to him. Like, the man is 55 years old and he is standing up and he's still going. It's insane. He's still going. I wonder how the hell he prepared for this. Crazy.
Yesterday evening, Senator Cory Booker made history. And I actually sat in front of the television watching and crying as it happened. His 25-hour-long floor speech surpassed segregationist Strom Thurmond's 24-hour-long filibuster to prevent the Civil Rights Act from moving forward in the Senate. What he did was amazing. And if you go back and listen to what he had to say or some of the clips that have come through, he did what everybody's been asking for a Democrat to stand up and show some type of leadership. And in the 25-hour-long speech that he gave, he acknowledged the shortcomings of the Democrat Party over the last several years. But he also acknowledged the crisis our country is in, while also acknowledging the stories and concerns of everyday Americans all across the country whose representatives are refusing to have town halls. Cory Booker spent the bulk of his time reading stories from people impacted by the first 70 some odd days of the Trump administration. Because everywhere you look, people are being impacted, whether it's federal workers or seniors or veterans. The attacks on everyday middle class average Joes so that they can give tax breaks to the most ultra wealthy in our country. That's what they're there to do. He took a stand and he made a point, and he did exactly what everybody's been begging him to do. And if I hear one more fucking keyboard warrior saying it's not enough, it'll never be enough. It'll never be enough for somebody sitting behind a keyboard fucking barking orders at strangers on the internet while fucking not doing anything yourself, but critiquing what everybody else is doing. So save yourself in the comments from even going there. Acknowledge the fact that the Republicans control all branches of the government, and start doing the groundwork for the midterms so we can fix that and start acting like a goddamn dissident.
The boom. So Cory Booker said, when we said we was not going back, it was not contingent upon that lady winning the race. We meant that shit with our whole soul. We said we not finna go back. So since Trump to Delicious and his homegirls keep trying to take us back to a place we said we wasn't going back to, we gonna stop the whole performance. I'm finna stop the whole show. Ain't nobody performing no more. Shut it down. Honey, if standing on business was a person right about now, it would be Cory Booker. Because Cory said, since Trump to Delicious and his homegirls thought they was finna busted the American people up out of their Social Security, they Medicaid, civil liberties, free speech, free and fair elections, whatever else you think you're finna do, no, you're not finna bust these American people, but I'm finna buster you. Matter of fact, I'm finna filibuster the Senate. Cory said he not gonna stop until he drop. And let me be clear, he done broke this man record already, okay? Back when they was debated in the Civil Rights Act of 1957, Storm Thurmond stayed on the floor and debated it for 24 hours and 18 minutes. Cory done broke that. He not playing. He said, we're not gonna do this, honey. We're not gonna do this. The American people said they not having it. We don't understand why y'all not listening. So since y'all don't wanna listen to the American people, you finna sit here and listen to me.
Now the quick word from the haters.
Anyone?
Nobody.
So he just wants national
Maybe
attention.
he has a few fans. Well, there are a couple other senators who occasionally ask him questions, and he yields the floor. But by yielding for a question, then he still controls the floor. This is not a filibuster, by the way.
And just over and over the talking points. If you want to get the American people attention, you don't do it on the floor of the Senate. You go and you start talking with voters. I'm not sure he's good.
Town hall, right?
Yeah.
Okay, back to business. The moment when Booker's speech gained national attention was when he passionately quoted a prominent civil rights leader, his words echoing through the chambers and captivating the audience, as the public reaction was overwhelmingly positive, with many taking to social media to express their support. This moment encapsulated the significance of his speech and the impact it had on the nation, as people from all walks of life came together to discuss the issues he raised. The quote has since been shared widely, inspiring a new generation of activists and leaders. His message of hope and unity struck a chord with the American people, and his speech will be remembered as a pivotal moment in the country's history. The public's response was a testament to the power of his words and a lasting impact of his marathon speech. The overall impact of the marathon speech on public discourse has been significant, reflecting positively on Booker's political aspirations and cementing his position as a leading voice in American politics. We're going to close out this video with Mr. Booker's and how he closed up his 25-hour feat, so be sure to watch to the end. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below, and check out our next video where we'll be discussing the implications of political speeches on activism and social change.
More, because about 20% or so of all federal workers are veterans. And we read stories from veterans in America who are shaken by what's happening, who are losing their jobs but yet all they want to do is serve. They're not what they're being called. They're not leeches. They're not criminals. They shouldn't be degraded for wanting to continue to serve their nation. This is what we're talking about, our veterans, our seniors, our health care, our financial security going forward. I ask the question to all those people who voted for Donald Trump, who believed in him that he would lower your grocery prices. I asked you, look at your financial self. Are you better off than you were 72 years ago financially? Well, the answer for most people who believed in him is no, because he didn't set out to do anything to lower prices. He set out to rename the Gulf of Mexico, to threaten Canada, to say I'm going to take over Greenland. He's done a lot of things, 140 executive orders. Many of them actually drive up your costs, make it more expensive to enroll in the ACA, reduce a lot of the tax credits there. He's increased your costs. He's taxed your bedrock services. Stock market tumbles, your 401k accounts are less. Inflation is up. Consumer confidence is down. This is what the voices we brought into this chamber, the voices of our constituents, red states, blue states, the voices of Democrats and Republicans, Republican governors, Democratic governors. We brought all the people that are saying, no, this is a moral moment, not left or right, right or wrong. And so I've tried over the last 25 hours and 1 minute to center the conversation back on what will my life, shouldn't be able to keep my job. People are saying this country once made itself the envy of the world because we invested in high quality education for every child. I don't like what's going on at the end of the Department of Education. People are saying I worked harder than I ever have, but the prices on everything in my life are getting higher. People who are saying that the America I learned about in school, the one where people's rights are protected, the people are saying that why are we yet again going through another healthcare battle that threatens millions of people? The people are saying that I'm worried about the financial security and the future of my country, the voices of folks. And so I end by saying simply this: where I started was John Lewis. I don't know how to solve this. I don't know how to stop us from going down this road. Chuck Schumer's now told me that they're greasing the skids to do these things. I'm sorry, but I know who does have the power: the people of the United States of America. The power of the people is greater than the people in power. It is time to heed the words of the man I began this whole thing with, John Lewis. I beg folks to take his example of his early days where he made himself determined to show his love for his country at a time the country didn't love him, to love this country so much, to be such a patriot that he endured beatings savagely on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, at lunch counters, on freedom rides. He said he had to do something. He would not normalize a moment like this. He would not just go along with business as usual. He wouldn't know how to solve it. But there's one thing that he would do that I hope we all can do, that I think I did a little bit of tonight. He said for us to go out and cause some good trouble, necessary trouble, to redeem the soul of our nation. I want you to redeem the dream. Let's be bold in America, not demean and degrade Americans, not divide us against each other. Let's be bolder in America with a vision that inspires, with hope that starts with the people of the United States of America. That's how this country started. We, the people. Let's get back to the ideals that others are threatening. Let's get back to our founding. Some very special words at the end of the Declaration of Independence was one of the greatest in all of humanity declarations of interdependence. When our founder said we must mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. We need that now from all Americans. This is a moral moment. It's not left or right, it's right or wrong. Let's get in good trouble. My friend, Madam President, I yield the floor. Madam President, thank you to the pages, thank you to the parliamentarian staff, thank you to the clerks, thank you to the doorkeepers. There are so many people that make this place special. I kept you up all night, kept you up 24 hours. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, everybody.